Angle good. Okay, there we go. And we're cooking. How's that? I don't know. We'll find out when I look at this later. I don't have a screen here that I'm recording on, so I have to look at my computer screen to make sure that you all see me. Anyways, here we go. Okay, so the reason I'm popping in at the beginning of this video is just to say hello and to let you know that what you're going to see isn't a complete creation of a spread for the month. I've already done the spread, and this is me just flipping through and showing you what I've done. And I probably won't do a bullet journal video for every month because they're fairly consistent for me the way I do them, because it's more used in a utilitarian level need, because I need to get what's in here down on paper, and that's the most important thing for me. So I don't do a lot of drawing and things like that in it. I usually kind of keep that time for my art instead. But this time was a little different when I did December. It took me a couple weeks, almost a couple weeks, before I got to doing the spread, and I realized I really needed to do it because I missed my bullet journal and having that organization. But I wanted it to be something that where the process was a little bit more interesting for me. So there's a different aesthetic to it than what I usually do, so that's why I thought I would share this one with you. So it made it more enjoyable for me, and I felt like it was a therapeutic process for me this time, as opposed to just I need to get this done so I can use my bullet journal. So perhaps you will find that some of what I did might help you out as well, if you're finding during these crazy times that we're in that something like this style that I used for this month might help you as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please like or subscribe, or like and subscribe. That helps me out a lot because it's relatively new for me doing the YouTube videos, so that's very helpful. I can perhaps do more of whatever seems to be liked the most. I will try and focus on those things. Here we go. Hope you're all well. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I just finished my spread for December. I'm a little behind this month in getting it all together, but I wanted to share it with you anyways. I did things a little differently than I usually do, and I'm almost, well, I guess I'm not quite through my bullet journal for this year, but I always like to start a new bullet journal every year, and I've got quite a few pages left this time. I've seen a lot of people who have been layering the paper when they do layouts in art journals or bullet journals, and I thought it looked really neat, so I figured I would try it and see what I thought about it. And I used the metallic markers. I really like these Faber-Castell markers. They do have more of a true marker end to them. It's kind of like I guess like a felt tip to it, compared to, it's not a brush marker, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So anyways, I really like them. They do have a nice kind of subtle, I don't know if you can even tell here, but it's a nice bit of a metallic look to it. So this is what I did for the beginning for. Sometimes I do a title page and sometimes I don't, but since I had the extra space, I figured why not? Usually when it's the beginning of the year, sometimes I won't, because I'm worried that I'll run out of space, and I don't want to start a new bullet journal if I've only got November and December left. I'd rather be able to stick it all into one book. So I like it all together. So this is my 4th bullet journal, and I managed with the other 3 to do just that. I got close to the end and I just finished December, so I like the way it works that way. This is my setup for December 4. I like to do a full spread for the calendar, so when I need to mark things in, I have a decent amount of space. And I did the same thing where I used layering of paper. This is just like cardstock paper, and I ripped it out with a ruler so that it was a little rough, and I like it that way. For my calligraphy marker, it bled a bit here, so it's not really smooth. I use the Tombow, I forget what these are called. This one's just a calligraphy pen. You can get two different ones. You can get them in a set. This one is the soft brush, and then you can get the hard one as well. So this is the harder tip, and you can get the softer tip. They look the same, but when you use them, they do feel different. So that is what I use for the more calligraphy style of writing. For January, I add the little calendar for that next coming month every time, just so I can see where things fall if I need it. And then I have notes here if I need appointments for that month or something that I have to remember for the month that I'm in. And I always note birthdays and appointments and events. And I do make the moon phases too, because I do new moon and full moon rituals. So that's helpful for me to just see ahead of time when those are coming. So the two papers that I used here, I just used the single layers here and I just alternated them. And then to make it look a bit more interesting, I just added some gold tape that I added throughout here just to kind of spice it up a bit. And I just put these cards here because I already filled some things in there, some personal information, ideas for what I want to happen for YouTube in the future, of course, expenses. And I do art classes online. It's always good to learn new techniques or inspiration when I feel like I'm in a rut. So there are some classes I take through Skillshare and Domestika. I like to keep track of the ones that I'm on at the moment that I'm using. And next page, I always do for the month every day. I missed it at the beginning here because I hadn't filled out my spread yet for December. I always make a note for every day, something good that happened for that day. And I really like that because then I can come back to it and see some of the highlights from the month, and it makes it feel like it was a fuller month. And you know, it's nice to remember the good stuff, right? Especially this year when it's a little crazy. And same thing as I did for the calendar spread, I just did the 2 layers of paper, and I glued these with the, you know, that glue stick, the Elmer's glue stick, and I find this is so messy. As you probably saw in the beginning there, I have this roll of sticky tape, and I'm going to start using that instead from now on. And then what I do for my days this time, I decided to use this same paper that I used throughout, and I used just a little date stamp instead, which is something I haven't done. I've done it in my art journals when I'm doing October, I'll stamp each page with a date, something like that. But I thought it'd be kind of neat to do that, more like a ledger style look, I guess, that way. I see a lot of people using ledger paper and stuff, so I thought I'd get some inspiration from that and do that. And then next to that, I just add the weather and the moon phase. I forget what it was yesterday, sorry, I hadn't put that in yet. And of course the astrological phase for the moon. And yet again, I filled things in there, so I'm just covering it up for y'all so you don't need to see that. I wanted to sketch last night, and I knew I had all these extra pages, so I thought, you know, I don't want to worry about which watercolor paper I'm going to use or which sketchbook because I've got a pile of them. I just thought I would do it in my bullet journal. And I think I'll be doing some sketching in my January, or I guess in my 2021 bullet journal as well, because I like the way it looks, and I may actually get more drawing done that way, which is a plus. And this is what I did in the earlier part of the video. So yeah, I haven't filled it in yet. It's just so you can see what it looks like. I don't mind that the markers show through the page. I've thought about getting different bullet journals where it's heavier paper, but really for the most part, this is just for me. And as long as it's readable, I don't mind. And that is it. That is my spread for December. Nice and simple. Took me a little longer than usual from adding the paper, but I really liked it. I just sat down and watched some YouTube videos here at my desk, and it'd been a long time since I'd ripped and glued paper, and I felt like a little kid again, and it was really relaxing and therapeutic. And if you haven't done it, I suggest you give it a try, because especially in these crazy times, whatever we can do to relax our nerves a little bit, calm our brain, I think that's very important these days. So give it a try. Try it out. I hope you have a lovely December. Take care of yourselves. If I do something different for the 2021 setup, I may just share that as well. We'll see what happens if I get to it in time. I'm always late on these things when I do those setups because I see so many ideas online that I don't know what to do. So I may not look online and just do my own thing, and then I'll share it with you guys if you like. Let me know. Let me know if you want to see more. This is really only the second one that I've done. If you like it and you want to see more, like the video, subscribe. That would be great because I'm just starting out with YouTube, so that certainly helps me out too. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.